Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Malabite Efeni. Great Malabite.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Victoria.
Your favorite anchor. She's here with a bow on her coiffure. You want to appreciate that? There's a poem for that, right?
No, let's go straight to the review. Now, we start with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, Unicef urges more protection for children. Schools says 950 abducted, and that figure is since the beginning of this year. And in fact, in the last 6 weeks alone, nearly 500 children were abducted in 4 separate incidents in both the North Central and Northwest, with many still in captivity. We raised this issue yesterday, and if we just look at the leadership newspaper quickly, 40 days after abduction, Niger Islamia pupils' health deteriorates. We are talking about children as young as 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, still in the forest with these bandits. And no special action. I will want to call again on Sheikh Gumi, who knows how to reach these bandits, to please help these children. After all, these children were in an Islamic school. If for nothing else, it should help these children by going to these bandits and ask them to release these children. Their parents don't have to pay anything, because as we heard from the proprietor or the head of that school, the amount of money these children, the parents are able to pay is so small that asking them to pay any ransom now is, without government intervention, it's like we want these children to die in the forest. And I hope the Niger State governor is listening. We have to also appeal to him especially. It's not enough to say we are not talking to bandits, but these children are Nigerian citizens. They must come out alive, because it's no use somebody tomorrow will go and be commiserating with their parents when they are dead. I think I will move on to other stories. The Punch newspaper, Lagos, Abia, Zamfara, 12 other states debts jumped to 1.68 trillion. Yobe recorded highest increase of 1,994.08%. Our debt to GDP ratio still low. States Lagos. States borrowing for consumption, experts are saying. Also on the debt situation, the Guardian newspaper has that similar story. Fresh loan request pushes Nigeria's public debt to over 35.5 trillion. Buhari gets Senate approval for 2.3 trillion foreign loan request. Senate okays 982 billion naira supplementary budget, increases proposal by 86.9 billion. Federal government fund 5.6 trillion to fund 5.6 trillion deficit in 2022 budget with loans. Nigeria on debt precipice, spent 1.8 trillion on debt servicing between January and May 2021. Government records debt service to revenue ratio of 98%. Well, the experts have complained about Nigeria's borrowing spree under President Muhammadu Buhari. But the government and the Minister of Finance continue to say we have not even reached our threshold. Whatever that threshold is, the borrowing is becoming worrisome. Of course, the Vanguard newspaper, budget 2022, FG to spend 5.62 trillion deficit to fund 5.62 trillion naira deficit with loans. Well, let's just take a breather from these loans and look at the photograph on front page of the Vanguard newspaper, which was also a photograph on the front page of this day. The board of directors of Access Bank members visiting the family of the Imokwedes on the passing away of the matriarch of that family, Emily Okere Ig Imokwede. Of course, Igbuji Ig Imokwede, siblings as well as father Ig Imokwede were all there to receive the members of this of the Access Board who paid that condolence visit. Our hearts and sympathy also with the Ig Imokwede family at this time. Ig Imokwede, a friend of the house. Now, if we look at other newspapers quickly, the New Telegraph newspaper, Buhari lacks skills to manage diversity. Colonel Umar says, review of president's policy of 95 to 5% against Igbos can stop agitation. Asks federal government to concentrate on bandits, Boko Haram, instead of IPOB. Yes, Colonel Umar, the fiery Colonel Umar, in that statement titled, Nigeria, a nation challenged, called to question the capacity or the ability of the president to manage Nigeria's diversity. I'm not sure he's saying anything new, but coming forward to state it at this time is a matter of concern that the diversity, this has been said over time, because ab initio, the president came up with this is 95 to 5% theory, which many believe has influenced the policy of his government regarding various segments of Nigeria. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, APC Caretaker Committee tenure extension polarizes party. Tinubu camp unhappy, says they are strategizing. Situation not good for party's health, he shares Sage. Yes, but the president, the leader of the party, has been given that interim body that was meant to be in place for 6 months extension. And the chairman of that committee, Bunu Buni, the governor of Yobe State, is enjoying that position. You wonder whether he has time to govern his state, holding such a political position at the party level. Now, the Business Day newspaper, close to 50,000 contributors tap 25 billion naira pension over harsh economy. Yes, in these tough times, instead of waiting and dying before you collect your pensions, many Nigerians are going quietly to tap into that pension, what they have saved over time. And as much as 25 billion naira has been tapped in the last couple of years or thereabout. Between the first quarter of 2020 and the first quarter of 2021, about 48,875 retirement savings account holders have accessed 25 billion naira from their various accounts. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper, this will worry Nigerians, concerns as polio variant hits 13 states. FCT. Nigeria could lose wild polio-free status. Experts says COVID-19 insurgency worsen situation. how white polio differs from the variant, CYDPV2 variant. Now, according to this report, these states, 13 states, this variant is already there, and these states include Abia, Bayelsa, Borno, Delta, Federal Capital Territory, Jigawa, Kano, Kebbi, Lagos, Niger, Rivers, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara. And before long, Professor Tomori, foremost virologist, is also warning that Nigeria may lose that polio-free status which we attained in 2016. But again, it means we have to take this vaccination seriously, because the variant they are talking about, when it's any child who is vaccinated comes in contact with that child will not have the illness. But for children who are not vaccinated, and that is where the problem lies, they can also fall ill as a result of this. And these are vaccine-derived variants. So, as we try to get the country COVID-19 free, we must not forget that this nation was the last country in Africa to be declared polio-free, and we don't want to go back to that notorious status. Now, the Nation newspaper, Power Shift PDP caucus back Southern governors. Now, if we just look at the foreign newspapers quickly, the Times of UK expectedly, England make history. After over 50 years, the English national team will play another final. Now, the Guardian newspaper, also of UK, has the same story, England's dreaming. Now, final awaits for first time in 66 years. You watched that match yesterday, Ruben Rufai. Tundu, I hope you spare some time to watch football too. It's good for your health. Yes.
No, I find it really stressful. It's very bad for my blood pressure. Thank you very much.
Well, that was so much. Well, England deserved to go through because they were the better team on the night.
With the fraudulent penalty, right?
Yes, well, you may say that
just
penalty
like 66.
questionable, but they deserve to go through.
They never get a fair game.
No, they even should have been given a penalty.
They never get a fair game. England's always fraudulent.
And in many regards, they made history.
Fraudulent.
Well, we're moving on to the great final. Italy, England.
Gareth Southgate, who in 1996 missed a semi-final penalty, a decisive penalty in the same Euro Championship, and he became the butt of joke for pizza adverts. I think he's been able to redeem himself, and he probably will finally redeem himself on Sunday when the Three Lions meet the Azuris in the final. Even if they don't win on Sunday, I think that yesterday Gareth Southgate managed to give England hope, united a nation around an ideal. Over 60,000 persons at the Wembley Stadium, the largest sports crowd since the COVID started. And Hurricane almost gave me a heart attack when the goalkeeper for the Vikings, for Denmark, caught that ball, but he quickly put it in. Otherwise, he's ordinarily a very reliable penalty shooter. It was very entertaining. It was, great hope. And what's his name? Sterling, proved Raheem Sterling lived up to expectation. And it was good to see Bukayo Saka, against all predictions, being fielded out there and also living to expectation. Will football come home? Will football come home as the English are expecting on Sunday? Well, whether it comes home or not, they've been able to break a 55-year-old jinx since 1966. England is right there in a major final. And, for emotional reasons, for cultural reasons, we will be behind them. And we'll watch that final. And we'll be praying for England, to assert itself. And history will be made. The jinx will be finally broken. That's my expectation.
I mean,
I don't know
Italy all
what
the way.
yours is.
Italy all the way. Italy all the
Anyway,
way.
well, I don't know if our people
I wouldn't
are
be praying for
supporting-
England.
I don't know if the
I have
people
no
are
reason to pray
supporting
for England.
the Azuris. I'm supporting the English.
I'm supporting Italy all the way.
Well-
Good team.